Hello everybody and welcome. This is Michael Tyler with another Vectric project of the month. This month's project is called the Weathervane Clock, and as you can see features a Rooster weather vane on top of a faux cupola. It's antique to look vintage and it has a 6-inch clock insert for easy reading from a distance. I hope you enjoyed this project as much as I did. Now I've created this project in Aspire, but this project is compatible with both Aspire and VCarve. So I hope you enjoy the step-by-step instructions that follow in this video, and as usual the PDF instructions are illustrated and included as well. You can download all the files directly from your V&Co account, and if you like this project and you do a version of your own, please do consider posting it on the Vectric forum for all of us to enjoy. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe for instant updates so you don't miss any of the future projects released later on. Alright, Michael Tyler here. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Have fun! Okay, I've sanded the plaque and it's time to just test fit some of these items before we glue it all together. So I've got the clock here, and to press that in, that'll automatically align this centered with the plaque. So that's a fixed position item because it lines up with the clock cutout. And also this roof will be a fixed position item because I've got to make it even with this edge here to look nice. Now this was cut with a 7-degree tapered carving bit, and so that means it encroaches a little bit along this edge, so I've got to bring this down a little bit just so it's even, and then we would glue that in place. So these two are fixed, then glue the even place centered between the roof sides, and these uprights, they're going to be a little bit too long because I had to bring this down to make it even with that taper. So these appear to be about a 1/16 of an inch too long, so I'll sand those off or trim them with the bandsaw just so it's squared off in the correct length. So why didn't I cut these shorter? Because I don't know what angle bit you're going to be using. Mine was a 7-degree angle, but there's bits out there with a 1-degree angle or a 5.5-degree angle or 5.7, so I have no idea really what angle bit you're going to use. So it's just best to glue the two fixed position, the roof, so it's even with this carve underneath, the bottom, and then glue the eave in, and then trim these to fit and glue those in place once they're trimmed. Okay, I'm doing a test fit after I've glued in these fixed pieces, and I'm just going to make a little mark here to use as a guide for removing some of this material on the end so this end piece, the side piece, will fit. So I'm going to go conservative, so I'll use this sander and shave off a little bit of time, test fit, go back and forth until it fits well. Okay, that one fits really well, so I'll do the same thing for the other side. Okay, I'll just glue these pieces in and let that dry. I'm just going to try to center it with the top there, make sure it's parallel to that side there. Okay, that looks good. I'll let that sit and dry, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the project. Okay, the glue's all dry, sanded up, and I'm going to apply a mixture of Zinsser seal coat and denatured alcohol, 50-50, half and half. My favorite sealer for wood. So I'm going to apply this one coat overall, let it dry, and if there's any remaining fuzzies from the carve, this will stiffen them up, and I'll resand after it's dry and should be able to remove the rest of any remaining fuzzies pretty easily. Of course, this has the added advantage of sealing the wood before applying any stain or paint. So I'll see how it goes. We'll do one coat, let it dry, sand it, and see if we need another coat. Okay, the seal coat is dried. I've already gone over it just lightly with some sandpaper just to take off any remaining fuzzies that I can detect, and I'll give it another once over in some of these more detailed areas with this 3M stack of sanding discs on my Dremel. Okay, I've sanded the first coat of seal coat, got all the stray fuzzies off, and so I'm ready to continue on with the finishing process. So I'm going to start out with application of a few light coats of this Krylon gloss, and after that's dry, then I'll follow it up with 1 or 2 light coats of this Krylon flat. And the reason I'm doing that, I'm just sealing the wood so that I can apply paint a little bit easier, and if I make a mistake it'll wipe off easier. So I like to start with a gloss because it builds up quickly, and then I finish off with a flat because that gives me a little more bite for the paint to stick to. So I'll go ahead and apply the gloss and the flat, and then we'll do the painting, and then I'll likely follow up with a sort of a glazing effect with some stain overall, and then we'll seal the entire plaque with some more Krylon. Okay, the Krylon coats are dried and I'm ready to paint. I picked out 3 colors. I've got this bright green clover green for the cupola, the white for the cupola parts as well, and a gold color for the Weathervane and Rooster parts. So these colors are a little brighter than what I am going to end up with, because after it's all painted and dried, I'll apply a glaze, a darker glaze over it, and wipe it off, and then seal that off. So it'll actually mute the colors because of the darker overlay of the stain that I'll apply after the paints are dried. Okay, so we'll get started on the painting, and I believe I'll start with the Rooster. I picked out a few brushes here, so let's see, I'll use this larger brush for covering these large areas. Okay, I'll continue painting this, and then I'll come back and we'll continue on with the rest of the painting. Okay, the paint is all dry, and I'm going to apply a little bit of Krylon to the surface just to seal the paint before I apply a glaze. So again, I'll start with a gloss, and then I'll use the flat just to give a little bite for the stain glaze to latch onto. Okay, the Krylon's dry for sealing that paint, and I'm going to apply a glaze of Rust-Oleum Ultimate Stain American Walnut. So I've got an assortment of brushes and rags to use as I apply this as a glaze technique. So basically I'll apply the stain overall and wipe it off, and selectively, enhance some of the details on this project. So here we go. Okay, I applied stain overall and wiped it off with some brushes and rags and some soft brushes just to even out that finish. And that's a good technique to use for creating something that has more of that vintage look. And so I think I've achieved that here. So I'll let that dry, and then we'll get the final clear coats put on and finish up the project. Okay, we're ready for the final clear coats. I'll start off with a few light coats of this Krylon clear gloss, and then finish it up with some of the satin Krylon clear, just to take that shine off a little bit. Okay, the finish is all dried. I'm just installing the hangers. You can install hangers of your choice. I'm just going to use these triangular hangers, and I just position the hanger where I want it, and then I use an awl to create a starter hole for the screw, pilot hole, and I just simply tighten that screw in to fasten the hanger to the back of the plaque. Alright, I got the hangers in place, and all that's left to do is to push in the clock insert to finish the project.